Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back again with this week's update on all the physical releases coming to the Nintendo Switch, January the 19th until the 23rd. Let's see what we've got this week. Operation Night Strikers is releasing in Europe this week. This released in Japan already, and Limited Run Games should be handling this in North America at some point, but this is a European retail release thanks to Clear River Games, and it is a retro compilation of Taito games, mostly light gun games, which I've heard have been ported rather well, even with the Switch's pointer controls, and this contains Operation Wolf, Operation Thunderbolt, Night Striker, and Space Gun. I am all about Night Striker if I ever get this collection. Hopefully I do at some point. But yeah, in Europe, this is coming in a mandatory collector's edition. There's no standard release. But my executive producers, Dead Bunny's YouTube, Dave Hurstwaite, Punky Dooster, and Super Ben Julio have chosen this as their pick of the week. The Good Old Days is also releasing in Europe this week. It should be out in North America already, and maybe if you ordered from Axis's European store, maybe you got it early too, I don't know. But the general retail release should be this week in Europe, and this is a Metroidvania that's banking on nostalgia. It's definitely got some Goonies vibes going on, where different characters have different abilities to allow you to traverse to different areas, and it's a game that encourages replayability, with its new game plus adding to, getting different endings. Reviews for it are very good, with the main criticism being slightly stiff controls, but aside from that, a really good game. And my executive producers, Viz and Kevin W, have chosen this as their pick of the week. And if you want it or any video games, then please consider purchasing via the links down below in the description and pinned comment. That massively helps me out this series to keep producing useful physical content for you guys. VGP are a very nice company with free worldwide shipping on orders over 75 Canadian bucks, just like 54 American dollars. Plus each week, if you buy something, you are put into a draw to have a chance of winning a $10 discount coupon. And this week's winner is Roland C. Congratulations, Roland. You should get an email from VGP with your discount coupon in the coming days. Thank you for your support. I should also briefly mention both Dynasty Warriors Origins and Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade are getting a release this week, but as game keys. Boo! Alright, the low print limited pre-orders. Dark Deity 1 and 2 is Super Rare's latest Switch game, going on sale Thursday with 4,000 copies available. You may remember that Limited Run Games already did the first game, but this is the only time the second game has been released physically, and these games are basically Fire Emblem clones. If you miss old school Fire Emblem, these will be your jam, as long as you can stomach the modern dialogue guff. At least that seems to be the main criticism of both of them. You're getting decent bang for your buck with this package, despite Super Rare's often piss-take pricing. But my executive producers, they are excited. Nerdy Sean, Miami Sunrise, Louis K, OGCIB, Josh Foot, The Nemo 6, Jake Vav, D's Nuts, Adamantium, G Bautista 100, and Firm Returns have all chosen this as their pick of the week. Earnest Evans Collection is one of 2 Limited Run Games releases this week, and this is hot off the heels of the Japanese release, but this one will have English. And this contains 3 janky Mega Drive and Sega CD games, Earnest Evans, El Viento, and Annette Returns. These are platformers and beat-em-ups with animated cutscenes where applicable. I'm not massively familiar with these games here, but I don't think they set the world alight, even though I am rather intrigued by them. You can order this on Friday on either Switch, PlayStation 4, or PlayStation 5, and my executive producers, Instacritic, Dave Horworth, Mr. Awesome, and Cartoon Soren have chosen this as their pick of the week. The Stone of Madness is Limited Run's other game this week, and this is a game developed by the same studio as Ninja Gaiden Ragebound and Blasphemous. This is a real-time stealth game that has you trying to escape an old monastery which has become a madhouse. You switch between 5 characters as they each use their unique skills to get out. Reviews for it are mostly positive. It's safe to say it didn't quite land as memorably as some of their other games, but it's also quite a bit more niche. You can pre-order this right now on Switch and PlayStation 5. Okay, the imports. Yes, we're going over to Play Asia territory. If you want to import any of these games from Japan or Asia, then please do so via the Play Asia link, where you can get 5% off if you click my link and use the code Jordan2026, or VGP will be carrying copies of some of these as well, so you can take your pick. River City Saga 3 Kingdoms Duology is not exactly an essential release, but it's the one you're going to want if you don't own either game yet. So this is a double pack of River City Saga and River City Saga Next, which both have individual releases. Both are import exclusives, with the Asian ones having English. They are adventure beat-em-ups set in the Three Kingdoms era that just so happens to star the Kunio-kun characters in various roles in the famous Chinese story. Very good, very fun, and this value pack is extremely welcome. There is a Chinese cover version, but you can pre-order the English cover version that will come with some extra goodies, and of course they will play in English. If you don't have either yet, then this will be a fantastic one to pick up. They're very fun games, and my executive producers, Jimmy A. Guerrero, Sora Cat, Jeddah Crow, Joshua L., JCross7776, Robotech, God of Resin, Brent McLean, and Vey have chosen this as their pick of the week. Dustland Delivery Wild Max Edition is releasing in Southeast Asia this week after literally just being announced last week. A familiar sales tactic from Leoful, who you can always rely on to either have a saucy band game or some sort of management survival game. I think it's easy to see what kind of games the boss over there enjoys. This is the latter. It's a management game set in the post-apocalypse where you fight for the survival of capitalism. You drive your big truck around, establish trade routes, and hopefully don't do the other things that truckers are known for. This release contains the DLC as well, which is nice, and of course it will play in English. Telenet Fukubukuro is releasing in Japan this week, and although it technically does not have English, maybe some of the games included in this package don't need it to be played. It's more old games from Idea, the same company who did Valis and the Ernest Evans collection I just talked about, Cosmic Fantasy, which also means there's like an 80% chance that Limited Run may do an English version of this in the future, so maybe you want to wait, although this one does look as niche as they come. Japan is also getting these two games, one of which we have already in the West, the other one does not have English. Okay, let's jump into the community spotlight, but before I do, if you are new here and you love physical video games, not even love, if you just like them, then do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button. It will be the best thing you do today, I promise. Plus, the bigger this channel is, the more publishers will pay attention to the demand for physical media. So do your bit, subscribe, hopefully I can get to 40k before the end of this year. Alright, the community spotlight. Jeddah Crow sent in this photo with Aka from Super Rare Games. It's amazing at how time has gone on, and Super Rare Games releases, they just bounce out of my memory. Although I do feel they had a very strong end to 2025, some great games. Superman 2K sent in this photo showing off both Star Ocean releases on the Switch. I'm really surprised Square hasn't, mined the other games in the series, especially the HD ones. I think a quick, cheap port to the Switch, that'll do. Wim P sent in this photo with something very obscure, something only the most hardcore of collector would buy, the French driving test companion. Cartoon Soren sent in this photo picking up the Japanese edition of Tin Hearts, which is the best way to go if you don't already have this game, since this version is complete on cart, unlike the Western one, which has a very chunky update to download. Lewis K sent in this photo with Rough and the Riverside, which might be one of the trippiest looking 3D platformers I've seen in a long while, a real mix of styles in there. Visipon sent in this photo. She got the Animal Crossing physical release very, very early when she sent in this photo, and she said that there was no download needed, so it appears to be complete on cart, which I'm frankly astounded by if that's the case. Let me know in the comments below if anyone can verify that. Needless Dragon sent in this photo with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Collection. I like the idea of this retro title, and I did pick it up myself, but I'm still getting like horrible flashbacks from being absolutely crushed by one of the games on the PlayStation 2. I couldn't even get past the first level. JCross7776 sent in this photo with Yukari Playly. Fantastic game, and I'm really happy it's got a proper physical release. I haven't seen it too much, but I get it, it's not cheap. Mr. Awesome sent in this photo picking up Brock the Investigator. I wonder if they came up with the concept of the game first or the pun in the name. Instacritic sent in this photo picking up Shieldmaid MX, the limited edition from East Asia Soft. PlayAsia still have it in stock, they only recently started to send it out. Ghost Bune sent in this photo with a couple of cozy feeling RPGs. I will always have fond memories of playing Rune Factory on my DS and being completely sucked into it. Seth R sent in this photo with Valette and Fantasy Life, two RPG import exclusives. I'm baffled by both being exclusive to Japan, even though they do have English. Is the Western market in such a bad state these days? I feel like 3 or 4 years ago, these would have been nailed on to have a proper Western physical. Twig E sent in this photo with 3 limited run releases at the top there. I do love a good retro collection. I might own pretty much every retro console going these days, and I could easily play these, but there's something great about them making a comeback on modern consoles. Surfing for Air sent in this photo with Love Deliveries Collector's Edition. We all know what's hiding within those cardboard walls. R. Luna sent in this photo with Mario and Luigi. So how does this one compare to the rest of the series? Does it feel like Nintendo is still oversimplifying everything like they did with, Paper Mario, their sports series, Yoshi? I just feel like many of their franchises have become oversimplified and broad in the modern era. Firm Return sent in this photo of Mandragora, which is apparently a very content-rich 2D Souls-like game. It got mixed reviews at launch thanks to some bugs and things, as well as a hint of controversy, something about a Kickstarter, I don't know. But there's a lot of people who put a good chunk of time into this game and enjoyed it. Dave Horwath sent in this photo with the Southeast Asian edition of Super Robot Wars Y, hopefully when it was down to $30. A great game, and that was a fantastic price. McLaren sent in this photo with Trails Beyond the Horizon with a rather snazzy looking steelbook, very wintry. Theo sent in this photo with 8 RPGs over 2 cartridges. Of course, there is a stark difference in quality between them, and man, I wish I could go back to being 14 and just blaze through the FF franchise once again. Thorn Metal Luna sent in this photo, picking up a couple of premium edition games releases. I get a lot of questions about them, increasingly so. Obviously, I was associated with them and I helped sign Alyssa, hence why I keep getting asked questions about it. So I haven't been involved with them for well over a year at this point, I think, just because of how slow they were. There's no point in me finding games if they're not going to print the ones that they have. And there's no point putting my name with them if they're just going to let people down. However, I will say that they are working on stuff. They've had a transition period. I don't know about the other games, but Alyssa was going through the ESRB check. It was applied for. However, there were some issues that meant that they required extra information about certain aspects of the game, which has slowed down an already slow process. I'm sorry. D's Nuts sent in this photo showing off their Trails collection, the collector's edition, alongside the new release. That is a fair bit of cash in one photo. I think these go for a pretty penny these days. Crescelac showed off this Japanese exclusive game. I can't remember its name because, it doesn't have English, but it does have a big booty anime girl, which is the only thing that really matters. Karina sent in this photo with an eclectic bunch of games. Interesting that there's only Volume 1 of the Toa Plan collection. Was there a specific game on that one that made you purchase it over Volume 2? Let me know. G Bautista 100 sent in this photo picking up 2 visual novels. Both of them did get Western physical releases, however, they are rather difficult to get a hold of now, so these imports will do. They both have English in these versions, just don't buy the Japanese version of Tsukihime, okay? That does not have English. Gundam Base EX sent in this photo with the physical of Pokemon Legends. Either my daughter has gotten bored of it or she's just forgotten about it, I don't know. She's back on Minecraft again. Dead Bunny's YouTube sent in this photo with some fantastic looking Fangamer releases. I don't know if that's like official artwork because there's no like ESRB or publisher logo, but it looks pretty cool. Hollow Knight, very nice. Kevin W sent in this photo with the latest Otome flick in hand. You know what? I really like the logo for that. If I didn't see like the Otominess around it, like that logo would say to me, Jordan, you need to buy this JRPG immediately. But it's an Otome, which is, it's not my bag. All right, let's have a roundup. Vasilios. Robin H. Devil Angel. Lindsay S. Treats. Madhawk 110. Andrew R. Sake Dup. Cost 71. Sully. Axeru. Alia A. Bent S. Rivalus. Alright, if you want to send in your photos, the details are on the screen right now. Special thanks as always to my executive producers on the screen right now. I thank you greatly for your support, plus you watching right now. Yes, if you watched all the way through, you help me out as well because you help extend the watch time, which is important with YouTube. So let me know who you are by leaving me a truck emoji in honor of the Dustland delivery. Can you find a truck emoji? There must be one. Go check out some of my other stuff. Some videos are on the screen right now, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care.